Salam, guys. This is Rockin' for a year. Let's hit it.
All right. Time to get going.
Oh, Rean!
Morning, Elliot.
Good morning. Are you heading to school now too? How about we walk there together?
Friendly Elliot.
Sure. It's getting late though, so we might need to pick up the pace a little.
No problem. I'm guessing everyone else left already, huh?
I think so. I'm not sensing anyone else on this floor, at least.
Sensing? Motherfucker.
Gaius in particular is probably long gone by now, being the early riser he is.
Oh, okay then. He's not sensing anyone? What does that mean exactly?
Huh.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning! Are you two on your way to school?
Yeah. Come on, Emma. We're going to be late. Hey, wait for me, Elisa. We'll see you in class.
I never would have guessed she'd hold a grudge this long. She knows it was just an accident, right? She has to. Can't believe she'd be so sensitive.
No kidding. She's not even giving me a chance to apologize to her.
Well, as long as you keep trying, I'm sure she'll understand. Eventually. Class 7's got enough tension as it is, with our two, prideful warriors at each other's throats. So I think it would be a load off everyone's mind if you and Elisa could make up at least.
I'll certainly do what I can, whatever that may be.
These past 2 weeks have really flown by, haven't they? It's funny, I went into this thinking combat practice would be the toughest part of the curriculum. Never would have guessed the academic side of things might give it a run for its money.
Well, strong in body and mind is pretty firmly embedded into Imperial culture. I do get what you mean, though. I figured I'd be able to coast through the year, but I've had to very quickly reevaluate that.
You too, huh? I wish I were as smart as Machias or Emma. They don't seem to be having any problems at all. But then, Emma got the top score on the entrance exam, and I'll bet you anything Machias wasn't far behind.
I'm sure. Eustace and Elisa are apparently doing really well, too. As are Laura and Gaius.
Really? Guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up then. Though I really do hope they don't mind.
Huh? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, sorry. you got me thinking about Eustace and Laura. I've been talking to them the same way I talk to everybody else, but they're both nobles, right? And Eustace's family rules over the whole eastern side of the Empire, so it kind of feels like I should address them more formally.
Well, they both said it was okay, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Though you probably shouldn't go picking fights with Eustace every chance you get, like a certain someone else.
Oh, I don't plan on it. I'd hoped they'd get along a bit better over time, but if anything, things seem to be spiraling downhill fast on that end. When the two of them are in the same room, there's just this constant tension in the air.
It's not all Machias either. Eustace seems to enjoy provoking him at every opportunity. I can't even imagine what it would take to make them see eye to eye at this point.
Yeah, I wish there was something we could do to help them get along. And that's where we'd be if we weren't in Class 7. Dormitory number 2, for all the common folk like us.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Don't they live in the same dormitory?
I'm still kind of shocked that Class 7 gets to have its own dormitory. Though, to be fair, I think that building was abandoned till this year. Seems like they renovated it just for us.
Well, they did a good job. It's got a nice feel to it. I just wish it were a little closer to the academy.
Hey, you're in our way. Step aside at once.
Ah.
Class 7, I see.
Is something the matter?
You're just a ragtag bunch of nobodies, aren't you? Come on, we're leaving.
Yes, Patrick! A word of advice. You might be part of a special class, but that doesn't change who you are. Never forget your place.
So they're from one of the upper classes. This is why I hate talking to them.
Unfortunately, that attitude is all too common among the nobles. Thank goodness Laura and Eustace aren't like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. That's the infamous dormitory number 1, where all the nobility lives. It's supposed to be super fancy inside, with maids and butlers and everything.
Wow, really? Guess that's our cue to pick up the pace.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, hey, have you picked out a club to join yet? Doesn't sound like you have to or anything, but it's probably a good way to meet people.
No, I'm still looking. It's hard to decide on one.
Stand, bow. Be seated.
As I'm sure you're all well aware, the Erebonian Empire was driven to the brink of collapse roughly 250 years ago. This was brought about by the conflict we know as the War of the Lions. A civil war lasting several years, staged over the throne of the late emperor by the most powerful of his potential successors. But of course, I'm not here to tell you that. If I were, I think even young children would be able to pass this course. Rather, I'd like to discuss the effects this had on the Empire as members of the aristocracy were drawn into the war. Many hired mercenaries turned to looting and pillaging, and a similar trend could even be seen among some of the knights. The land was left utterly devastated, and morale was at an all-time low. But then, lo and behold, into this nightmare stepped a man willing to take a stand against this bloody war of succession. He was a wandering prince who began to rally forces from the outskirts of the empire, and would go on to make quite a name for himself. And that name, of course, was Dreikel's Rhysei Arnor. He would later become known as Dreikel's the Lionheart, the 73rd Emperor of Erebonia, and father of the Renaissance. Not to mention the founder of this very academy. Dreikel's army was initially rather small in number. But as he traveled across the empire, winning over the hearts of influential sympathizers, his forces rapidly increased. Now, the place where Emperor Dreikel's first began gathering his army was... Rean Schwarzer, would you care to tell the class?
The place where Dreikel's first started to gather his army was so to answer this, North Highlands. It was North Highlands, a region northeast of Erebonia. Very good, Mr. Schwarzer. Prince Dreikel's wanderings led him to the land of Nord, where he lived with the vagabonds for some time. There he heard a civil war taking place in Erebonia, and those vagabonds of Nord became his very first allies. Yes, I got it right. Guess he didn't need my help after all. Academic points. By making good decisions, acting appropriately, and completing quests, you'll gain AP academic points. When you accumulate enough AP, your rank will increase. The next time you report a quest, there are 15 ranks ranging from B7 to A0. Every time your rank increases, you'll receive a perk from the academy. Shit.
Nice work, everyone. You made it through another grueling day of classes. In case you've been living under a rock, please don't forget that tomorrow is your first free day. It's not technically a day off, but there are no classes, so it's up to you what to do with your time. Why, you could go shopping in the capital if you wanted to. Or just do what I do and sleep all day. Sleep is so wonderful.
Will the Academy's facilities still be open for our use?
Yes, I'd like to be able to use the free study area in the library myself.
Of course! This school shuts down for no one, so feel free to patronize any and all facilities as you like. A lot of clubs have meets scheduled for these free days as well, so anyone who's joined one should probably check on that.
I see.
I'll be certain to do so.
Also, before you leave, we should go over what's happening next week. On Wednesday, you all have your practical exam.
A practical exam?
What does that entail exactly?
It's part of your combat training. You'll be graded on your performance, so make sure you're well rested and ready for battle by then. Might be a good idea to do some training on your own time too, just to keep from getting rusty.
Interesting.
I definitely don't like the sound of that.
Oh, and one more thing. After the practical exam is over, I've got another important announcement. About a major part of Class 7's curriculum that I haven't mentioned at all yet.
What?
Here it comes.
So, whatever you choose to do on your free day, make it count for something. That concludes today's homeroom. Machias, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. All rise. Bow.
I'm a little worried about that practical exam next week. I'm still just getting used to the staff. I'm happy to help you train if you need a sparring partner. The gymnasium looks big enough, and I'm sure we'd have no trouble finding a good spot for it. That's very kind of you to offer. But I was planning on attending club practice today. Oh, you got a club already? Which one did you pick? I decided to try for the band. Well, I'm not sure how much use they'll have for our violinist. I didn't know you played the violin. Did you just pick it up for fun? Yeah, something like that. How about you guys? Have you joined any of the school's club? I'm sure you joined the art club. Art? Huh. Somehow that's not what I pictured for you, no pun intended. Do you have any artistic experience? I dabbled in it back home, taught myself, so I feel like this could be a good chance to learn a proper technique. Well, that's pretty cool. I'd love to see your work sometime. Oh good, you're still here, instructor. Is there a problem? No, I was just hoping someone could do a teensy little favor for me. There's something I need to pick up from the student council room. So you need to pick up? What could that be? Hey, that's for me to know, you to find out. All I'll say is something absolutely essential to your school life. Somebody needs to go get it, though it doesn't matter who. Any volunteers? Sure, I'll go. If I show up in the student council room and tell them you sent me, they'll know why I'm here, right? No, wait, are you sure you don't mind? You have 2 clubs to go to, right? I'm so undecided, so this shouldn't be a big deal at all. I can look in on a few clubs myself along the way. In fact, if you don't mind, thank you. The student council room is in the student union building next door at the end of the hall on the 2nd floor. It's open until quite late, so there's no rush. Thank you, my dear. I leave everything in your capable hands. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Council room on the 2nd floor of the student union building to the east of here. I'm counting on you. Of course, instructor. Is there a reason you're still here, though? I'm telling one, but I actually left the student register in here and forgot all about it. Another thing I remembered, well, otherwise I would have had to sit through another one of the vice principal's lectures. She's not just like a provincial teacher, is she? You know. Counting on you. Decide what club to join. I'm considering focusing on my time on extracurricular activities or our free days myself. Hopefully we can both make the most of our free day tomorrow. Hey, this academy since freedom is very pleasant. Well, Gloria, we finally got a free day tomorrow. I don't know about you, but I'm going to spend the whole day shopping. A little bit of retail therapy is just what I got to order after all solo subclasses I'm ready to spend. How ready am I for the first free day? Just say I've lived my entire life as a surf race. I'm also going to lose a whole bunch of weight tomorrow. I'm sitting here focusing my time on extracurricular activities on free days myself. You decided. My name is Hibel. Before you joke about my name rings a bell, I'm head of the wind orchestra. The name's a bit misleading though, since we focus more than just percussion and wind instruments. If you're interested in strings or something, we'd be more happy to tell you. If you'd like to join, just stop by whatever you can. I've been training in the art of piano since I was a child. What do you think? Do I sound like a noble if I talk like that? I've been playing piano for a while though, and I thought it'd be fun to play here too, bastards. I was really laid back as a child, but then I could still sit still on the piano bench, let alone play anything. I could hardly sit still. The problem is you want to play a string instrument or something. Now that I think of it, it might make ourselves more simple, just call ourselves a music club. But feel free to stop by if you're interested in joining. Okay, bastard. Nothing relaxes me like having a violin in my hand. This academy really seems really well equipped. This place might not be so bad after all. I'm planning on playing the violin in the wind orchestra. They've all apparently played the violin too, so I might be able to pick up some new cookies from them. Yeah, your father plays. Yeah. Ugh, she's ugly. My watch looks so. It seems that this is anything cook close up. I just felt my nose. Training art while I'm surrounded by art, being able to paint in a place like this is an invaluable experience. It's not something I was able to enjoy back home. I should ask him about his home sometime. Seems like an interesting place. Painting like this is an invaluable experience. I can already see there's a lot to learn at this academy. I don't know why he... Yep. If I remember correctly, the Student Union building should be to the east of the main building. Looks to me like this is too urgent though, so maybe I'll head over after familiar stuff with campus a bit. There's more to Thors just the main buildings and all its classrooms. There are many facilities located on campus. The auditorium is used for events like the entrance ceremony, although this building is normally closed, it will be open during certain events. It feels home to more athletic activities such as practical exams. Many sports clubs such as lacrosse, Brian clubs uses Crest Area 2. Gymnasium is used for general training purposes. There you'll find a pool and training hall. Those two facilities are managed by the swimming and fencing clubs. Especially such a gym is usually a lively spot. Any building is a de facto place for orbit maintenance and is managed by the engineering club. But you can't enter now, you'll find yourself here again and again during your time at Thors. Remember, holds a variety of papers and books for your pencil and serves as a handy space for study and research. You can also go here to brush up on all the Zamirian technology you can handle. The Student Union building is a place for students to relax and eat night. The first floor houses some stores and a cafeteria. You'll find culture clubs on the second floor and even a salon reserved for upper class students on the third. Occasionally you will see event markers displayed on characters and places that show them an event takes place. Of course, with related to quests, it's mandatory. Okay. Isn't Rean brings you here? Oh, tell me you want to learn more about the water lines. That's fine with me. Allow me to guide you through the history of the Middle Ages. Look what have it. I just happen to have 5 or so hours to spare today. That should be enough for a cursory primer. Thanks for the offer, but I wouldn't want to borrow you. Once he gets going, not even 8 of us to make him stop. Oh, what a shame. Now, I really wanted to tell someone about the water lines. I suppose my authentic Eastern Hanawa statue will have to do. Okay, buddy. You're from class 7, right? Must be one weird class if you stop by the faculty lounge. Is how you spend your free time. I'm just coming to grips with Academy's layout. Freaking Record doesn't really have the air of a natural science teacher. He's apparently in charge of orbital studies, so that makes sense either way. Anyway, just do me a favor and try not to fail on any of your classes. I really don't want to think of new stuff for retest, and if nobody fails, I won't have to. You might not want to say that too, Alex, in your position. You know Mint from class 3, she's my niece. She's a good kid, but wherever she goes, chaos follows. I gotta go make sure she hasn't set herself on fire. And she's been here for 2 whole years. You're going to the principal's office. Okay, dude. You're my junior power class, and that's right. My bias, who you are. I'm Patrick from class 1. Class 1, huh? That's one of the upper class, right? I'm really short, pleased to meet you. Do you think the feeling is mutual? I couldn't, in good card, say I was pleased to meet anyone from a group of nobodies calling themselves a class. Alright, this academy, it would serve you well to remember your place. We want commoners to start thinking a little special treatment makes them better nobles now, will we? The thought couldn't have been further from my mind. Thanks for the advice. This guy's a real peach. I want to say it again, asshole. I don't think I heard that right. Of course, I'll say it as many times as it takes to get into your big soul. The best swordsman here, I should be named Captain Club. Did you follow that, or should I speak more slowly? Huh. If you're so damn cocky, how about taking me on one-on-one? Seems like you need a little attitude adjustment. Just remember, you challenged me, so I expect no whimpering after you lose. Over the physical, I'm the captain. A number of interesting persons have joined us, so I'm curious to see how things evolve. Healthy competition club members is always a good thing. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, you. I'm current captain Lambert Mack, and it's my trustee Whitcomb. For new group of interest, you guys' highest interest, please join by all means, bastard. Nah. Well, she's passionate to say the least. Joining a sports team does seem like it'd be interesting, though. Alright, take a look at our clubs here. Would you like to join us? Hey, but what are you saying? Alright, I'm sorry, Rain. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not resourceful enough, but I think something like literature club would be the best fit for me. Because hardware says, I've never joined any sports teams before, but it must be pretty fun. She's this excited. Here's how join sports. Okay. It's always close tight now. Our bed is considered other monsters roaming around outside. Orienteering or no. I can't believe we're thrown in with him right after our incident. Some welcome. I have no real reason to be staying right here. Anyway, I should head to the student council right. What was that? Was that just my mind playing tricks on me? Or there's something off about this place? Definitely not my imagination. I have more reason to keep my distance for the moment. I need to go to the student council room anyway. Or why is he in here? What's wrong? It's nothing. Oh, I suppose I was returning to dorms today. He tends to regularly defile the library with his presence. I need to find a new place to study. Why am I the one who needs to go somewhere else? He can't make me go anywhere. Alright, Maki, stop being a fucking dick. Anyways, I'm having Thanksgiving with my family. It was pretty fun. However, you'll find books detailing key terminology on the second floor and a recommended reading corner on the first. And reading corner is updated almost every month, so it's worth checking in on a regular basis. Once more, many books you will read will be added to the book tab. Your notebook for research. Access the book tab by pressing touchpad, book button, or choosing note, and then books from the camp menu. Don't you have a club you should be running off to? Nope. I haven't decided whether I want to join one yet. How about you? The same. None have managed to catch my interest so far. I'm in no hurry, so if any have merit, I'll find out sooner or later. Well, that sounds like you, I guess. You do things at your own pace and at your own discretion, just like a noble. It doesn't take a noble to exercise critical thinking and sound judgment, at least in theory. If that's all you have to say, then leave me be. I'm not looking to be friends with you or anyone else. Alright, sorry for arguing, dick. Dick. Yeah. Imperial Railway's history. The Orbital Revolution 50 years ago had a profound effect on Erebona, much as it did on the other nations on the continent. Much is made of its impact on weaponry, but I believe its influence on orbital on transport was equally noteworthy. Particularly, the Orbital Revolution allowed the creation of railroads for the first time. Before the Orbital Revolution, there was only 3 methods of transportation available to Imperial citizens: horse, boat, and walking. Considering the sheer size of Erebona, the situation was far from ideal. Traveling from the Imperial capital of Heimdall to Berhard, the capital of Tourism Province, for example, took 10 days on foot and 4 days by horse. Such long journeys would be impossible to imagine for the airborne citizens of today. Changing all that, however, was the Orbital Revolution's transformation of manufacturing, making the creation of mechanical engines possible for the first time. This marked a key turning point in the history of transportation. In Airborne's first use of these engines was the invention of the train. September calendar 1158, the first orbitally powered vehicle to run on rail tracks was developed through the combined efforts of Professor G. Schmidt, a leading disciple of Professor Epstein, in the Rainford factory, known at the time as a weapons manufacturer. 15 calendar 1160, the freight line between Roar City and Shanshan Iron Mine was completed. 17 calendar 1165, the first passenger railway connected Heimdall and Roar began operation. As a result of these developments, the concept of an orbital railway became widely known throughout the nation, and by 1175, a wide-reaching railway network had been created with Heimdall as center. This road nexus effectively connected the imperial capital of all the major provincial capitals. This was followed soon after by the establishment of railways in other nations on the continent, eventually leading to the creation of the Transcontinental Railroad 20 years ago. It has made transportation, goods, people, goods, information all over the continent significantly easier. There is no doubt that orbitally powered airships invented in the Liberal Kingdom and the family Ottervilles developed in the Calvary Republic are also wonderful adventures. However, a half century after the Orbital Revolution, it is an incontestable fact that railways are the most important method of transport. That's Reinman. Four Great Houses. The Four Great Houses is a collective term for the storied families who rule the 4 airborne provinces. Each controls a private professional army and commands respect second only to the Arnor family. All 4 run their nearly country-sized provinces in accordance with the Empire's classism. By pushing modernization and increasing tensions between the 4 Great Houses and the Reformist faction. 100 Days War was a war of aggression waged by Empire against the Liberal Kingdom in 1192. The name is drawn from the 100 days between the start of the war and its church-mediated end. Initially, Liberal appeared to be a significant disadvantage, with the Empire occupying a majority of their territory. A single operation using the new patrol airships turned the tide of battle. The reasoning for the war is not public knowledge, but the Airborne Empire has since formally apologized to Liberal, calling the war a mistake born from an unfortunate misunderstanding. The non-aggression fact was an international treaty proposed by Queen Alicia II and signed on 1202 by the Liberal Kingdom, Airborne Empire, and Calvary Republic and Liberal Arabroville. But not legally binding, the pact has had a powerful effect, bringing an end to large-scale airborne cavalry and military exercises near Crossbelt and decreased tensions between each nation. B is an exclusive thief who has stolen everything from jewels to orbital tanks from people and organizations across Zerberium. He's still working for it. That's crazy. His strange, almost beautiful methods has given rise to a small dedicated fan base. Though he sends messages to his intended targets and makes public appearances clad in a white cape and mask, Beat identity remains a mystery. He calls his recent unusual thefts a liberation of beauty. Strange. The destruction of the ancient Sumerian civilization is estimated to have occurred 1,200 years ago. While a great collapse is commonly attributed to an natural disaster, this theory remains unconfirmed. This ancient civilization's end marked the beginning of the Dark Ages. Egyptian Church is the most widespread religion in Zemuria and is based on the worship of the sky goddess Ados. Its high seat is in the holy city of Arteria. Although its influence has decreased somewhat since the Orbital Revolution, it is still a significant presence in the continent's education and health systems. The worship encompasses seven types of precious stones mined across Zemuria. Viewed as symbols of mystery since ancient times, their value as a resource shot up practically overnight when the technology to refine septim or septium fragmented quartz was developed. Artifacts are essentially ancient orbaments. While both run orbital energy, they are operated very differently. Because they were likely produced by the ancient Sumerian civilization bastards, proper analysis is currently beyond our technological grasp. Artifacts are occasionally found within ruins across the continent, and many are capable of demonstrating power that exceeds the bounds of human comprehension. The Egyptian Church has as such refined artifacts as premature gifts from gods and claims responsibility for their collection and control. Good information here. Ryan Ford Company. The Ryan Ford Company was initially a gunpowder-based weapons manufacturer based out of Urban Empire and known for its cannons and heavy firearms. Since the Orbital Revolution, however, it has expanded its operation to include railways and airships. This expansion has made it one of the continent's two largest companies, followed only by Calvard's Verne Company. The Verne Company is a massive company headquartered in Calvard, Recovery. Like its industrial rival, the Reinford Company, the Verne Company has a storied arms manufacturer that expands to orbital research and development after the Revolution. Particularly worth noting are the company's innovative approaches to the development of orbital vehicles such as orbital cars and buses. Interesting. Zeiss Central Factory, or ZFC, was founded as the Zeiss Engineering Factory in Libero's Kingdom. Zeiss City by Professor A. Russell, a disciple of the great Professor Epstein. The ZCF was the very first orbital manufacturer successfully developed an airship. They recently completed work on the high-speed cruiser Our Seal, a favorite in the cap of the Royal Liberian Army. Cool. Bracer Guild. The Bracer Guild is a non-governmental organization acting to keep the peace and protect civilians wherever its numerous continent-spanning branches reach. Its members are known as Bracers. Its guiding principle to put the safety of civilians above all else is both its great strength and a handicap, as it cannot involve itself in political matters unless civilians are directly threatened. Jaeger Corps. Incredibly skilled mercenary groups which can be found all over the continent are known as Jaeger Corps. Through their combat proficiency and their willingness to take on morally gray contracts, they are often used as military as private armies. As such, several countries have passed laws against their hiring use. The International Bank of Crossbow is a large banking organization which manages the vast quantities of money flowing into Crossbow and supports the economies of nations across the continent. IBC's interests extend beyond banking too. In addition to providing most of the funding for the Epstein Foundation's orbital network project, the bank manages theme parks and other similar diversions. Imperial Chronicle is a news organization headquartered in Heimdall. It was built up a reputation as the Empire's most trustworthy news source over the course of its 120-year history. Last year, in an effort to diversify their news distribution, the company established Imperial Chronicle Radio to supplement their widely read newspaper. Orbital Revolution. The Orbital Revolution was a technological revolution that saw its inception in the year 1150 with the invention of ordnance. The public was initially skeptical of this technology leap, but the invention of the orbital telephone by the Epstein Foundation and ZCS orbital airships quickly proved ordnance practical value. Ordnance have become an essential part of our daily lives. Orbital technology powers everything from essentials like heating and lighting to transport vehicles to even modern weaponry. What's more, advancements in technology have decreased the size of orbital engines, leading to the development of more capable and affordable consumer-level automobiles by the Burn and Wright companies. Interesting. Orbital is a general term used for devices that operate by drawing orbital energy from septium. This technology was invented by Professor C. Epstein. Seriously, Epstein, what the fuck, man? Like, who's this guy? The internal structure of an orbit allows it to interact with quartz, which in turn is manufactured from septium. This design allows for manufacture of orbits with nearly limitless potential. With inner flexibility and ability to recover their internal orbital energy over time, orbits are significantly more efficient than combustion engines. Cool. Quartz, a quartz is a circuit with crystalline structure made by refining the process of sifting fragments known as sepith. While quartz are both an energy source and capable of producing a variety of phenomena, without the use of an orbit, they are completely powerless. Orbital arcs. Orbital arcs are a kind of magic which can be activated by inserting quartz into a battle orbit. A combat-ready orbit developed by the Epstein Foundation. These arcs, as they are commonly known, are widely used by armies, police forces, and braces across the continent for ease of use. Sufficient training can give anyone access to their incredible power. The Orb Network project is an effort by the Epstein Foundation to develop a network in which vast quantities of information can be exchanged between computers using a series of orbital cables. Well, initially, a joint effort between the Epstein Foundation and the Liberal CCF, the IBC is currently bankrolling the project. As a result, the network is currently being tested in Crossville City. Epstein Foundation. The Epstein Foundation is an organization dedicated to continuing the work of Professor C. Epstein. It researches and manufactures orbits, specializing in information processing and communication. The Epstein Foundation is also the sole manufacturer of battle orbits, which allow their users access to arts. The recent Orbital Network project also promises to be the future of orbital communication. Erebonian Empire. The Erebonian Empire is located on the western side of the continent of Zemuria and represented by the emblem of the Golden Stallion, the current Emperor Eugene Reich Arner III. Despite the Empire's strict class system and focus on tradition, it has begun to modernize due to the railway expansion efforts of Gilead Osborne, a veteran known as the Blood and Iron Chancellor. Between its mechanized national armed forces, the Imperial Army, and private provincial armies, and the command of nobles ruling each province, Erebonian might be the most powerful nation in Zemuria. Calvary Republic lies to the east of Crossville State and established a democratic revolution roughly 100 years ago. Its current head of state is President Rocksmith. Calvary is a vast country, and thanks to their long-standing open immigration policies, very culturally diverse. Many immigrants from the east have made Calvary their home. Although it has been significantly less hostile towards Erebonians since the signing of the non-aggression pact, the two nations have been at each other's throats many times over the years. Crossville sits on the western side of Zemuria, between the Erebonian Empire and the Calvary Republic. While established as an autonomous state 70 years ago, its two neighbors still dispute its ownership. At its center lies Crossville City, one of the continent's key centers of commerce. In addition to being a key station on a transcontinental railroad, the city is home to a major international airport. Lehman State, home of to the Epstein Foundation, birthplace of President Epstein himself. Lehman is a state in the center of the Zemurian continent. It is also known for housing the headquarters of the Bracer Guild, which has branches all across Zemuria. Most of Arteria, a city-state housing the high seat of Septime Church. Arteria is located at the center of the continent and acts as a gathering place for believers and church officials alike. The church comprises a number of organizations, including the Congregation of Divine Worship, which handles liturgical matters, the Congregation for Sacraments, which handles administering the sacraments of the gods, and the Papal Guard, which is responsible for protecting the holy city of Arteria itself. The Liberal Kingdom is situated in the southeast part of the Zemurian continent. Rich in nature and history, the kingdom is ruled by the long-lived Queen Elisa II, a staunch advocate for peace. While a humble nation compared to those around it, its bountiful Scythian reserves, advanced technology capabilities, and Queen Alicia's skillful diplomacy stand on equal footing with any other. Last year, a large object known of unknown origin appeared above Valeria Lake, disabling orbits nationwide. This crisis was resolved through the joint efforts of the Royal Guard and the Bracer Guild. North Highlands. North Highlands are located northeast of the Empire and surrounded by the Isengard ranks. Despite their harsh natural environment, they are populated by tribe nomads with their own unique culture. Given their proximity to both the Empire and the Republic, The Highlands have been a hotly contested territory for many years. Yeah. I believe it's like what mostly run by the fucking
This should be the Student Union building. I know the cafeteria is on the first floor, but I wonder where the Student Council room is.
Hey there, first year. How's it going? Academy life been treating you well this past half month?
Oh, yeah, it has. Guess he must be a second year. It's not easy, but I'm managing. Mostly. Though I have a feeling it's only going to get harder from here on out.
Of course it will. Your class is going to be more intense than the others, too. But you just hang in there, okay?
Okay. Wait. You're a second-year student, aren't you? Do you mind if I ask your name?
Hey now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First things first, how about you let me show you this cool trick I've been practicing?
Trick?
You got a 50 mirror coin I can borrow?
I think so. Pretty sure I do, anyway.
Cheers. All right, watch closely.
What?
Now, which hand is the coin in? Left or right?
It's in your...
Too bad.
Guess you win. I'm usually pretty good at following moving objects, too. Though, wait. You said this was a trick, which means...
You catch on quick.
Huh?
Keep up the good work, man. You're gonna need to be pretty tough to get through a year with Sarah as your instructor. Oh, and the student council room is on the second floor, furthest room back. See you around. Have a good weekend.
Wait! My 50... mirror. He got me. Andy seemed to know I was heading to the student council room, too. Somehow. Guy's good. I haven't met many of the second years yet. I wonder if they're all like that. Oh well. At least now I know where I'm going. Though if it really is open late, I guess there's no real rush. I might as well see what else people are up to in here.
That was interesting. Hold my fucking coin back. That's all right for some guys. Must have out. Peace with you. And see you later, guys. Bye bye.